I love being out in nature, but to really enjoy it, you have to be healthy. And to be healthy, you have to be eating a healthy diet. Unfortunately for Americans, their government recommends the standard American diet, and there's an abundant amount of research which suggests that this diet isn't very healthy at all, especially for the overall health of the American population. The diet consists mostly of red meat, processed and artificially sweetened foods, dairy products, as well as salty foods. Not to mention 32% of calories come from animal foods. Truthfully, we need to innovate the standard American diet to strengthen the overall health and wellness of the American population. One not so controversial idea that we need to recognize is that the standard American diet plays a wildly significant role in epidemic levels of hypertension, diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. Heart disease in particular, my mom said, runs in my family. It's been the leading cause of death in the United States for over 80 years, and the disease is characterized by plaque sticking to the walls of your arteries. And what happens is it makes blood harder to go through the arteries because you have the plaque that's on the wall, so it's making blood hard to get through, making the body increase the blood pressure, making the heart work faster, resulting in an overwhelmed heart, resulting in over time heart disease. Now, when it comes to the United States having such a problem with all these detrimental diseases, is it really a surprise? Because look at our diet. I mean, we have fast food restaurants everywhere. You walk down the street, there's a fast food restaurant. In some places, you have competing fast food restaurants in the same area. You got Burger King across one street. You can have McDonald's across the street. 2 blocks down, you can have In-N-Out. And then 2 blocks other way, you can have a Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. And that's just how these multinational corporations work. You know, they need us to stay sick, and that's what they're doing with the standard American diet. I mean, at some point in time, we're all going to have to face the facts. Like 64.5% of all Americans are obese. That's over half of the amount of Americans in this country. And is that really a surprise? A large portion of the average American's diet is processed and artificially sweetened foods, dairy products, and animal foods. And not to mention high carb foods, refined flour, foods that have refined flour, sugar, and hydrogenated oils. These are the foods that's clogging the arteries, the foods that are contributing to diabetes, hypertension, and even obesity. These are the foods that we have to stop eating. We have to eat more whole foods. Only 11% of our calories come from whole foods. We need to change these numbers if we want to change our health for the better. Now, the change isn't as hard as we all may think. It seems like a real tragedy that all our favorite foods they just so happen to be unhealthy. But that's kind of like a mind game, because you can really make any of your favorite foods healthy, from the cookies, the chips, the hot Cheetos, you know, the Oreos. We can make not necessarily vegan versions, but healthier versions of these foods that won't have such a negative effect on our body. The moral of my story is that the way that we're living, the standard American diet, is not going to last, because it's not even supporting our population. It's not even keeping us healthy. You know, it's really a forks over knives situation. Are we going to eat healthier, or are we going to allow this diet to make us get surgery? Like, for example, if you make it to the final stages of heart diseases, your doctor is going to tell you, he's going to be like, he's not going to tell you guys. Most of the time, your doctor is not going to tell you about the more holistic ways to heal yourself of your ailments, your diseases. He's not going to tell you about that, because he's employed by the pharmaceutical industry and he went through medical school. They didn't teach him about that. So he's going to tell you about triple bypass surgery, which is when they take a vein from your leg. They cut open your leg, they take a vein, they open up your chest to take out the vein clogged with plaque, and they put in that new vein from your leg. And this is called triple bypass surgery. So this is the faith a lot of people have to face, because this is the faith a lot of people had to face, because they didn't change their diet, they didn't change their ways. And it's crazy, forks over knives, just like that. You can eat healthy, or you can do surgery to get better. And that's like the last road. You don't eating like, the food is the medicine. You know, the food isn't nasty, like apples, oranges, pineapples. These things aren't nasty, you know. You have to do it yourself. Only you can do it. And it's just like Deborah Tennant says in her book, And the title of this article, not book, I apologize, this article, the title of this article is The Transformation of Silence into Language. If you can see that, the transformation of silence into language. And in the 10th paragraph, she says, what are the words you do not yet have? What do you need to say? What are the tyrannies you swallow day by day and attempt to make your own until you will sicken and die of them still in silence? This is what I need to say. I go on social media and I talk about health. I've been doing this since I came to California. This is what I need to get out. The standard American diet, it needs to be changed because it's not helping us evolve. If anything, we're devolving with the American diet. Our skeletons are getting weaker, and we're just getting more unhealthy by the day. Just in participating in this diet, it's time to put an end to it. It's time to innovate the standard American diet. Thank you.